And now, Mr. Colonel Tetley, the club president, will speak to the volunteer helpers.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, you will notice on this programme, pink sheet, that I'm to speak to the voluntary workers. Does that mean I've got to give them a sermon? Or what? Anyhow, I can quite easily assure them that there's no sermon from me. It is really a vote of thanks to them for what they have done in this club, for this club, and for all you boys over a number of years. And without the voluntary workers and the instructors, this club could not carry on. I should like all you boys, the old ones know about it, the younger ones perhaps haven't realized, that these good ladies and gentlemen come here of their own will because they have an interest in youth and boys in particular. And they give of their services every so often, maybe every week, but anyhow, very often throughout the year. They do it for your good. And if you don't consider that for your good, then it is a reflection on their good work, and they must, in some cases, experience great disappointments. So that when you meet them week after week, evening after evening, and I hope you will all realize, all that are sitting here tonight, that they are giving you something of their own, which is for your ultimate good. And partly because of their work here for you, we hear tonight of the great success that there was at your club week, £503, not, I might say, entirely the result of you boys yourselves, but also from these voluntary helpers and the instructors. Now, when you top these yearly sums, another thing, don't get conceited, which means that if you meet boys of another club, thrust it down their throats and say, oh, you're no very good, think of what we did last year, but keep it to yourselves, and if you can, help them to do likewise in their part of Leeds or wherever another club may be. So that without going any further, and I'm sure your voluntary workers and your instructors don't want fulsome praise, they get all their praise in their own minds through the work that they do for you. But here on a public occasion, I as President, on your behalf, would like to thank them most heartily and sincerely for all the time, energy and thought that they give to this club, and long may they continue to have your support and to be proud of the results of their labours.
I now call upon Mrs. C. Goodyear to speak on behalf of the Parents Association.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, I wonder when any of you looked at this programme and saw who was to reply to the thanks for the Parents Association and the voluntary helpers, if the same thought struck you as it did myself when I was asked if I would do this. I think this will be about the 10th or the 11th Christmas party, and I think I'm right in saying it's the first time that a female has been asked to do this. Now, as you know from this programme, I'm the Secretary of the Parents Association. Now, when I was asked to do this, I said, oh, am I a voluntary worker? I thought I was the club leader's wife. But I think sometimes themselves, not just as voluntary workers, not in the same sense as we apply that word to say the leader of the art class and the PT and the woodwork. All these people are male mostly, but you know, it's rather funny, all our parents' association, mind you, when I say parents, are ladies. Now, why that should be, I don't know. A few years back, we did have a few gentlemen, but they seem to have, I don't know whether we've sort of put them in the shade or what, but we don't seem as though we can get any fathers now in the parents' association. But nevertheless, this time, we have had a lot of new faces in our parents' association, and for their help, we're extremely grateful. And you boys, sometimes I know these parents have said that the boys seem to think there's something funny in the parents coming as well. But you know, one of the main things in church life is to build a family church. Now, why shouldn't it be, and indeed it's becoming so here, that we can say that we're building a family club? That doesn't mean to say that we parents want to take the things which the boys are really entitled to. But you know, it needs other people behind the scenes, and that's what we're trying to do for you. I well remember, a long while ago, a gentleman saying that if you wanted to keep young, you had to keep with young people. Now, when you boys keep seeing we ladies round about and doing things that we like to do, which I think some of you will know what I mean, just think that we're trying to retain our youth for a little while. And you boys that have helped us, many of you did help us to do these decorations. We had a few amusing experiences with them. They were mostly young boys and they were very keen. And every time they made any address to us, it was a, yes miss, no miss. So I think that sort of did us a little bit of good as well. So you can see, besides helping you, perhaps you're helping us, if only you will think so. I think my 5 minutes is up. My husband hasn't a pin, I don't think. But, thank you for your very kind words, Mr. Tetley, and I'm sure I'm right in saying that all the members of the Parents Association and all the volunteer helpers are only too keen to carry on the good work, and if possible, to improve what we have done in the past.
And now, Mr. Goodyear will announce the results of Club Week, together with the winner of Smith's Trophy.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen and boys, I think this is the first occasion I've ever had, and I didn't realise this when we were planning the programme, that I've followed my wife in a speech. So I'm going to stick fairly close to my script because I don't want to be pulled up when I get home. But there's one thing I would like to say that is off my script, and that is in reply to Colonel Tetley, and I'm speaking, I think, on behalf of you boys, when he said that he didn't want us to ram it down the other club members' throats about our successes. We have a school in this district that has a motto that I'm always envious of, and I always try to proudly pass it on within the club to all its various activities and so forth. And that motto is modest in victory and cheerful in defeat. And if we can keep that in our club, I think we've got one of the finest mottos we could have. I think it's the Hunslet School that has that motto, am I right? Yes, sir. Well, I don't think any of our boys would want to gloat or speak too much about our efforts. I think it's the old story, watch what they do and don't go by what they say. I often keep saying that, as it was something that was told to me when I was a boy, and I've never forgotten it. Well, our Club Week, as you know, has just passed, and we are proud and we can speak within these four walls, surely. And we're not making too big a song of it, as it were, amongst ourselves, but I do want to say this, that I think that we are coming to the end of one of the best years we've ever had in our club.